year. Well, it's the first time a court has forced the Federal Reserve to reveal the names of banks that borrowed from its oldest lending program, the 98-year-old discount window. It's in response by a request from the parent company of Bloomberg News, Bloomberg LP, regarding the emergency loans that the Fed made to banks back in 2008. Today, a spokesman for the Fed said it would fully comply with the court's decision to make that information available. The editor-in-chief of Bloomberg News, Matt Winkler, joins me now to discuss the significance of the case. Matt, thanks so much for coming on. And as you and I were talking during the commercial break, history was made today. Why?
That's correct, Mark. The first time ever that anyone sued the Fed, and it's the first time anyone who sued the Fed won.
What did we want to know from the Fed?
We wanted to know the scope, the scale of unprecedented lending during the worst financial catastrophe in our lifetime, going all the way back really to the 30s to find something comparable.
Let me put up on the screen what you said today after this news was announced. The Federal Reserve forgot that it is the central bank for the people of the United States and not a private academy where decisions of great importance may be withheld from public scrutiny. And you continued, the Fed must be accountable to Congress, especially in disclosing what it does with the people's money. The Fed forgot that it's the central bank of the United States. How so?
I think, long before really the financial unraveling that we witnessed that started in 2007 and continued through 2008, and from which we're finally recovering, the Federal Reserve got used to being secretive about all kinds of things. Now, that's mostly fine on day-to-day routine banking type transactions, but it started to become very worrisome when you had trillions of dollars literally at stake. It's all your money and mine, really, and put to all kinds of use that we've never seen before to raise the level of rescue for all kinds of financial institutions.
Well, those in support of the Fed would say that these were exigent circumstances. We were in the middle of an emergency. They did what they had to do.
This is true. We are a democracy, and transparency has to be at the center of a democracy. And, you could think about it another way. We got into the mess that we did because of so much financing in the dark. And at least what we could get out of it was a rescue that was transparent and that we could see exactly what was being done to rescue so many financial institutions that got into trouble by financing in the dark.
One of the concerns was raised by the Clearinghouse Association based here in New York. It's processed payments among the banks since 1853, and it said that in trying to shield the documents from disclosure, the Clearinghouse invoked an FOIA exemption, a Freedom of Information Act exemption that covers, quoting here, trade secrets and commercial or financial information obtained from a person and privileged or confidential. Basically, they were saying, I guess in layman's terms, this was something that's in the national interest and it should be kept secret.
Right, but that was never demonstrated in any sense to the court, and that's why the court three courts, ruled that there was no indication whatsoever that any kind of jeopardy was in play.